But that's English. That's English, isn't it? You're speaking English. But if you're speaking English, that means the circuit is complete. And that means... It means it's me. Oh no, the camera is all in horrible places and the volume is really loud. Ow, ow, volume, suffering. Ow, 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 ow. Sound is down. Sound is down. Turns out I didn't have my webcam plugged in, so I've just plugged it in and now it's got completely the wrong settings. As you can see, like I look like some kind of purple snowman. And it's only doing the top of my head. So for those of you that ever wanted to find out what it's like if you can't see my mouth move, this is it. This is the show for you. Good morning, good day, hurrah, huzzah, and hi. This is the Doctor Who Legacy Show. I will be your host for this evening, the Adipose TV. And you, my friends, are the audience. So you better, we've all got a role to play here. I will bring the funnies, the sillies, the charismaties, and the top of headies. Susan will bring the goodies, the information, the giveaways, and the love. And you will bring the questions, the comments, the things that you do that make this show so great. So we'd better open up the vault. Ooh, the vault is now open. That means, my friends, that you are now earning 1 Addy Gold every 5 minutes. Wow, there goes the focus. Everything's out of focus. Why did that go out of focus? Oh my God, it's like you're watching me in the shower, except there's no water. Oh my God. Oh, and I've still got the announcement thing up from last week. Oh God. Right, what's going on with the focus? Hang on, there we go. That's the focus. There we go. Good. I think we're just about there now. I think we're just about there. Okay, so let me make sure that I've got everything checked now. So the chat is on the screen and is working properly. The game is there. The music is in my ears. You can hear me. I am a nice color of orange. I think we're doing rather nicely, don't you? And lots of things going ding, ding, ding. Yeah, if you guys could retweet the fact that we are live, that would be a very, 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 very nice of you. And I would be very, very grateful. And I hope you're looking forward to the goodies this evening. Now, nothing new's happened in the world of Doctor Who Legacy this week, has it? Oh, wait a minute. Who is this? Well, bring him here, Brigadier. Because the new level update is, of course, out for that. For those of you that are regular kind of chatters down here, the last 2 days have been full of people going, when's it going to be out? 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 Oh, I think it's out. No, it's not out. It'll be out soon. It's out tonight. In 2 hours. No, wait, 4. No, 5. Ah, it's out. And then loads of people kind of playing through the levels and grabbing themselves and saying things like, oh, I've got the Brigadier, I've got Bessie, I've got the Whomobile, I've got Rose, I've got this, I've got that, and loving it. So it has been an exciting time for Doctor Who Legacy, and in case you're wondering, yes, I am waving the arm of my chair at you because it has fallen off again. I need a pointy stick. I need a stick to point with. I've got a Magnum stick. I can kind of point with that, but it's a little bit small. I can't really, it doesn't have the kind of the same power. I've got a small pen to point with. Nope, the arm of the chair. That's the way to do it. Plus it makes me look like I can discipline the chat if need be. If need be. And here he is, the good old Brigadier, and we're going to be going through the new characters that you can get your hands on. Get your holds on? Get your holds on. Get your hands on very, very soon. We have a few giveaways tonight, which is going to be awesome. And we just might have some special preview artwork for you. Yes, that's right. Some really early artwork of something. I really think we might. Anyway, Susan is going to be joining us on the show. Susan's going to be joining us on the show, so I'll give her a call in a second. I'm just getting confused by a message that I've been sent there. Very, very confused. So many things going on today. Okay, here we go. Let's give her a little call. And hopefully soon you'll be able to hear the single sultry voice of Susanna. Hello, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
You are there. Hang on, you're just a touch quiet.
Oh.
Is that me or is that you?
Could be me.
Yes, I'm sure the clearing of the throat was the problem.
My son keeps doing that. I don't know if he got it from me, but every time he talks.
Or maybe he's just making sure that everyone is completely listening to what everyone has to say.
How is that?
Any
better?
Pose?
Is that better?
That is lovely, thank you. As Mrs. Pose jogs past. Sorry, Clary literally just jogged past. I think anyone watching that will have just seen
we had a busy week on Twitch, somewhat without you, Addy. I don't know if you saw. I think you saw at the end of it, as we were all waiting for the patch.
Twitch without Addy? That's like Twitch a day without
Addy.
the sun.
I know. I popped in as I was sort of frustratingly waiting for our patch, and I just sort of wandered into the Twitch channel to see if anyone else had the same idea, and there were like, I don't know, 60 people in there. All sort of mulling together.
the channel is literally, I think the minimum it ever has in it now is about 40.
That's awesome.
But when normally it's, I think in English evenings and American evenings it gets pretty packed. And there's always people talking about
you're giving me an idea. What I should do is this whole scavenger hunt thing. Maybe I'm going to try and drop clues, and Lee or I will pop in there at a certain time and give a promo code away.
They're always talking about Doctor Who Legacy. No matter what I'm playing, they're always talking about Doctor Who. I can be hanging off a train in Uncharted, literally above my doom, and there'll be people there going, "Yeah, but I haven't got Rose to drop yet," and I'll be like, "Hello, off a train." But it's great. But I don't mind it. I don't mind at all, and you're always welcome. So there you go, guys. So it sounds like there will be a scavenger hunt coming.
Yeah, I like that. I gotta think that through, but I like that. Do you guys think that would be neat?
Of course they think it's going to be neat. Of course they think it's going to be neat. Look, loads of people have been saying hello to you. Looks like people are talking about Frozen in the chat for some reason. I missed that one.
I like Frozen.
I've never seen it.
What?
I'm behind and I don't have a young child. Well, I do have a young child, but it's like a too young. It's like a too young child. I'm sure I will catch up with every single Disney movie over the next 10 years of my life. Yes. So don't worry. Don't worry.
You'll see them many times, and especially when it's an obsession. Like we've gone through the periods of obsession with Lanyon. It was Nightmare Before Christmas for a while. It was Monsters Inc. for a while. It was like Finding Nemo for a while, and then all you do is watch that over and over and over again until you want to sort of like drill a hole in your head.
I'll look forward to that stage. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shall we go through the new characters? Because obviously you were nice enough to give them to me earlier, and I think people might be quite like to see them.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Would that be good? Okay.
I think that'd be brilliant. Yeah. And we have popping in somewhere in our channel today. We have a new PR agency, some awesome PR guys in San Francisco who are going to be helping to make sure the world knows about Doctor Who Legacy as we go into season 8 of the show. So they're popping in here to get to know all of our awesome fans.
Awesome. Shall I share my screen with you? So you've got a slightly more up-to-date view I'm looking at.
Yes, please.
Okay, screens. There you go. You should be able to see a slightly more up-to-date version. Oh, and looking again, my camera is ever so slightly dark and is not a perfect representation of my face.
I'd like you to know that Lee has irreparably screwed up my game, by the way, in a very funny way. He was messing around trying to take screenshots early, and I think I have 5 copies of the Brigadier in my party now.
5 copies of who?
The Brigadier, in many different colors.
Oh.
I don't know what you put into my game, but
but it's pretty cooked up.
I think I'm gonna make a team of Brigadiers and then take a screenshot of that because it's hilarious.
Well, my game's been permanently screwed up. I can't remember how we did it now, but there was something.
It was the dinosaur. Was it?
Yeah, it was something to do with the dinosaur. But I've now always got like 6 extra characters at the bottom of here, and bizarrely, I'm the only guy with the 5 extra doctors. So
yeah,
I'm sure.
So far, I've
avoided
avoided screwing up Cherie's game, but yes, I know. This is the hazard of being that intimately involved with Legacy.
I like to think that all these question marks are canon, and I've actually got in front of me here the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th Doctors. So it has to happen. Right, let's go through the new guys then. I'll go through them as I come across them. You have to correct me if I miss any. And if you guys have got any questions about any of the characters, just you know the drill by now. !question, put your question after it, and if I like it and it's an interesting and it's a useful question, or it makes me laugh, or it's complimentary, appeal to the ego, and then you may even get it up on the screen. Okay, so I came across this little chappy earlier, and he looks very, very scary. The Winder, and I believe he has an ability that no one else has. Do you want to tell me about him?
He does. So the Winder is one of the 3 drops that will drop for everyone the first time you complete the relevant level, and that's because he serves a very special purpose. Lee decided to be really evil and put in, I think it's 6 timed levels in a row, and but to sort of soften the blow of that, we put in the Winder, and his ability is every time it's up, it gives you a bit more time on the clock. So so he's a super situational character. You're not going to want him with you in a group where you don't have a timed level. But the nice thing is now you can go back to other timed levels that perhaps you've had issues with, which, you know, there are certain players who just don't like having a clock. And so hopefully he can be helpful to people on that. So yeah, that's the Winder. So he's the first and only character that I've heard.
Well, there's been most people most of the time in the chat here are always very, very kind and very, very complimentary, and they're especially kind and especially complimentary about you guys. There's been a few people in this week that have been kind of like, oh, I really love the new update, and I can see that Lee's put a time level in. Oh, and look, he's put another time level in. Oh, nice. Oh, and it seems to be followed up with yet another time level. Remind me to thank Lee for this exciting occurrence that's going on in my life. So the Winder is essentially the answer to the time level.
The Winder is essentially Lee's apology for being a complete bastard and putting in so much
I did a bad thing, but I tried to do something about it. So you get the Winder early on, do you, in Greyhound?
Yes, you get him. And that's another thing. So this was an experiment. There were loads of experiments going on in this thing, and one of the things that Lee asked for. Well, first of all, you'll notice that the challenge levels were sort of our first test of being able to require you to use a certain doctor, a certain ally, and then we said to see that's cool, but now we want to use it in the rest of the game because that's a really fun thing for storytelling. So these are the first sort of progression levels that require you to sometimes use a certain character. And then the other thing we said is,
does it matter if you have that character unlocked or not?
It does. It does, which is why in the progression it will always be something you would have by then.
There's been a few people, just to segue slightly about the unlockable characters. There's been a few people that have been asking about Rose, because I think Rose, I think you one of you guys said that Rose was a guaranteed drop somewhere in Greyhound, and some people seem to have found her, and other people seem to have
No, she's not guaranteed. She's a rare drop. We said she was coming in Greyhound, and but Lee and I, being as infallible as we always are, neglected to actually include her in the level flow at launch. So that was fixed last night. So she is indeed there, and if you like, I can actually pull up the level float and tell you exactly where she drops.
A hidden Rose.
But, and while I'm pulling up that page, what I was going to say is the Winder level was we wanted the ability to have sort of cutscenes where there was no combat, and so the idea, I don't want to spoil the storyline, but the idea is that characters show up on the ship where the Beast Below episode took place, and you end up with a Winder, but he doesn't actually fight you. And so it's confusing some people because it's like, oh, I instantly got victory. Well, that was sort of the most elegant way we could come up with to do it, and we'll continue to work on it. But that was the idea, is that he's joining your party there.
So there's a few plotline levels then.
Exactly, it's a plotline level, exactly. It's a no combat plotline level, and we'd love to hear what people think. Like, did it work for you? But that was the idea. Rose Tyler drops in what is basically Season 5, Level 76. It's the Snowman, a Sentient Lens, is where she drops now.
Oh, so she's in Season 5, not in Greyhound.
Well, Greyhound's considered Season 5. Or you can go into the Specials area for the rebalance of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Greyhound 1 is basically considered the current end of Season 5. It's the epilogue.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I remember Lee saying that it's the new epilogue.
Exactly.
For this season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Go on. I get it.
So that's what's going on.
Okay. I see that there's no alternative costume for the Winder.
No, but that's going to come. I love the idea of doing that. Yes. I want the other versions of the Winder as a costume. Definitely.
And his Christmas outfit.
Or with like tinsel around it or something.
Yeah. Like, with his like Andy Pandy style cloak.
Exactly.
Make it so. Right. Okay. Let me scroll down. Let me see. Who
I think he
else
looks awesome in the group, though, right? I love having a Winder in my party.
Did you have any problems getting permission for him? Because he's arguably an enemy.
Yeah, it's funny. We had a bunch of enemies that we felt we could make a case for them also being allies, and we're sort of slowly convincing the powers that be that we can. And in this case, we actually wrote it into the story, and the brand went for it, which is great. At least, like, I hope they realized that was kind of my way of pushing the fact that we really wanted the Winder in the group, but it worked, and so we've given it sort of a story reason for it, and the brand has always been cool when we can justify. Things aren't hard for us. But there are others too. And Webley is another one. Impresario Webley. That was one of the ones on our list of sort of gray area characters. I think I talked to you about this once. It's sort of naughty but not so naughty. And at one point, Webley was a good guy when you show up there before he's turned into a Cyberman.
Yeah.
And there are others that we've like. Oh, Tracy's another one. So they keep sort of coming up. There are some that we haven't gotten permission to do yet. Yeah, Anki. Yeah, Anki's never been.
Yeah.
But
make him canon. Make him canon. We need to get Anki in some sort of big
I
finish.
think who else we talked about? I think we thought about Handbots because Handbots really they weren't trying to be naughty. So and there's Rory the Handbot, obviously, but we've thought about putting.
Oh, Rory, yeah.
But we thought about putting other Handbots in.
Well, there's quite a lot of. I mean, some weeks in Doctor Who you get a bad guy who is definitely a bad guy. Evil intentions, and then but you also quite regularly get characters that are just kind of like amoral, but they happen to be causing a problem.
Exactly.
I was watching Girl in the Fireplace earlier. And it's got those clockwork droids in it, and they're simply there to try and repair their spaceship. They don't necessarily know they're doing bad. They are doing bad, but they don't really know that they are. So again, you could kind of I don't think you can never make an argument that they're an ally, but you could certainly make an argument that they're not a bad guy.
Well, Adipose
although they're scary.
Objective one, right? I mean, they were sort of the enemy, but then
that's true.
They were cute little squidgy things,
I'm a bad guy. Oh my god!
This is like Wreck-It Ralph. Am I a bad guy?
well, it's the Doctor as well, isn't it? Tell me, Clara, am I a good man? and all that kind of stuff. Right, so let's carry on with our characters, of course. Those of you will remember from last week, of course, we have the Whomobile here. I will not comment on it. I will simply say that Lee is very excited that it is here. And this time, the ability.
You guys are excited about having a car, aren't you?
Oh, they love it. Oh yeah, the people below are thoroughly excited that we've got a vehicle here, and it's a powerful ability too. Look, takeoff, convert yellow gems and pink gems to red. And there was a couple of people I remember the other day. Someone was asking me, is there any characters that have an ability that turns pink gems into something else? And there are a few now, and one of them here is the Whomobile. So this is definitely a cool ability. Plus, you can imagine driving around in your little car, which is cool as well. Oh, and I think if you guys listen very carefully, there may be an Izzy screaming on the breeze. If you wish to hear baby distress. We talked about the moment last week, of course. The box.
No, the moment's not in yet. You're just one of the lucky people who has access to the moment.
Oh, of course. You see that's coming in the 50th, isn't it?
It is. And by the way, everyone, I have confirmation that the box set that you can pre-order on BBC UK, which is in sort of a moment box, that's the one that will have the flyer in it that will get you the code to unlock the moment.
Cool. Okay, in that case, I will back away from the moment. We will not talk about that one today. But it's very cool that is confirmed and going. Those of you that were here last week, we had a show with Pete, who's your BBC representative. It was a great show. It's up on YouTube in full. I decided I couldn't edit any of it out because it was just too obscene in places to be missed. So do go and check that one out. Okay, so here we are. You've put Brum in the game, along with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, otherwise known as Bessie. Now, this is a cool ability. Look at that. Well, first of all, look at the car. I mean, hey, it's a very cool looking car, but look at this ability. I don't think I've seen this ability before. Hyperdrive. After 4 turns, it does 6,000. Obviously, I've upgraded this a few times, but after 4 turns, it does 6,000 damage to the enemy and then heals the team for 6,000. So this is a simultaneous damage and heal. Am I right in saying this is a new ability, or are there a couple of others?
It is a new ability, yes, indeed.
Very cool. And Bessie, I believe, like the Bessie, is at the Doctor Who exhibition in Cardiff, I think. It's in the front window,
yeah, we saw it there when we were there, indeed.
So there you go. Bessie in Cardiff and Bessie in your game. And this is a very cool ability. I think I've upgraded most of these guys now. So we'll put together a team. After we've been through them, we'll put together a team with some of these new guys and we'll check them out in the Brigadier stuff, which will be quite cool. Let me carry on going down. Oh, let me just... I always need to tab out to a different tab and then back in because of my strange other unlocked characters. Let's keep... If anyone sees that I missed anyone, do shout out. But I'll try to get them as we go. Oh, and of course, the Brigadier himself.
Yes.
If we head in. Now, will the Brigadier... Obviously, this is a very cool Brigadier. I'm detecting this is from a slightly older version of him.
This is the one that Peter picked, actually. It's one of Peter's favorite characters, so we basically said, just tell us what you want. and he thought this was really. And it's funny. We had, I think it was on Google, the Google fan site there, the Google Plus, home for Doctor Legacy. People get very, very slightly snarky there, and some suggested that we didn't know what the Brigadier looked like, that he was in the wrong color and was the wrong face and all these different things. So I had to reply with a picture. It's like, come on, guys, we do get these things approved. We don't just do it in our dreams. So yeah, it's definitely a genuine look for the Brigadier. It's funny. We went back to.
Oh, it's definitely the actor. Yeah. It's definitely the actor. Yeah. It's just because he's been in the show a very long time.
It's just one look.
He has lots of looks.
Yeah, and we will definitely have costumes for the Brigadier. I know there are people who have other preferences of what he should look like, but this was the one that Peter wanted, and he's a huge fan, and Peter's awesome to us as far as the game goes.
So Peter's choice.
It's Peter's choice.
Here we have the ability, Tactics, convert yellow gems and pink gems, so another pink changer, to green this time, which again gives you lots of nice combinations for dual colours. I spotted someone in the chat earlier, apologies I didn't remember whose name it was, some people were saying that they've because of what we've been talking about strategy of the last few weeks, have started to be trying out duo colour teamed or duo colour teamed. Okay. Which is great. Which is great to see. Now, someone's saying I went past Idris.
Idris.
Someone said I went past it. Let me just scan down again as I go. I don't think I did, but I'll double check.
Did you? Maybe. I'm looking too.
Scrolling. Because I don't think I've upgraded it yet, so I think she's probably down the bottom. Whoops. Yeah, here she is, right down the bottom. But before we get to her, we've got our little dino friend. Looking, it has to be said, looks adorable.
Isn't he cute? Is everyone happy with what we stressed that icon? It's really difficult dealing with these big characters, obviously. And even Lee and I couldn't agree.
You've taken the background out, haven't you? Or you've taken his like main out?
I don't know what they've done, but in the end, I think they did the best job they could with it. My idea was to kind of shrink him down so that the whole character would fit in a little box, and Lee thought that was ridiculous. He laughed.
The one that makes me laugh, and apologies that I think is slightly ridiculous, is the Humobile, where you've just done the small photograph.
That was another one. I did a mock-up of the whole thing.
A close-up of the window.
Yeah, I did the whole thing shrunk in a box, and Lee was like, Pwah! He's like, that doesn't fit with the, he was doing the whole artsy thing. That doesn't fit with the whole vibe. All right, whatever. At least you can tell it's a car. Or mobile, or whatever it is.
Close over the window is fine. It's just funny.
If you hate it, email Lee at desk and tell him, basically Susan was right. We should have shrunk the whole thing into the window.
Dear Lee, Susan was right again. You should listen to her. Love the community. So here you go. This is Tracy, whose race is dinosaur. Origin first episode, dinosaurs on a spaceship, and this time the ability Stampede, nice name, is done 2,000 damage split between all enemies. The icon for Stampede, I've noticed that these are a few new icons, aren't they? Now, is the icon?
There are some new icons. I remember seeing an email about it.
Is that just now the Stampede icon, or is that the icon for all of the abilities that are do damage to all people?
I don't know the answer to that. I'll have to find out.
Okay, good.
I do remember an email from Ben about who's on our team in Taiwan about them changing up some of the icons to make them more obvious what's going on. But I don't know if that's just for Stampede or if that's for damage.
Well, I've noticed a few little things. There's now apologies if I'm really, really late on this one, but there's now a little timer thing that actually appears above your finger as you move it around to show you how much time you've got left.
2.2.
Oh, in that case, I've been very unobserved. Probably because my finger's always in the way.
Some don't love it. Some have actually said they want to go back to the old one because they just like the vibe of the old one. But this one we do feel is more user friendly and sort of form over function thing. Yeah.
I also noticed that there's and I think this one's been around for a few weeks, but now there's a proper countdown on various abilities like stun and time bomb and things. Because I think for a while it just kind of said oh yeah, they're stunned, and then it gave you the total number of stunned turns, but now it gives you the total number of stuns and the countdown.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly. And someone pointed out, and this was not intentional, that we've removed the ability to reset stat points, and so that's going to return in 2.4. I don't quite know how and when it happens, and I don't think that many people use it. I'd be curious if anyone on Twitch has used it much. I've done it once. I think I did it once. I decided my team was too tankish, and so I reset all my stats. But if anyone does like that ability, it is going to come back in 2.4. It wasn't intentional, but it was taken out.
Well, because each character upgrades all their abilities as they upgrade naturally.
Yeah.
So in effect, you're just kind of topping up an ability or two. You mean you can't really upgrade your characters wrong. I mean, you
can't screw it up too much. Yeah.
This is just moderately screwed up. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's probably not a lot of resetting, but there'll always be people quite legitimately that will be like, "Oh, I want to change this," and so it's nice for them to have a button to do so.
Yeah.
I think especially when you're early on in the game and you first start to upgrade your characters, you do always have that little panic of, what if I get it wrong? So it's nice to have that a way of resetting it. Okay, let's head back down. So that was Tricey, and this is Idris, if I'm pronouncing it right, who's obviously the TARDIS in human form, who just wants to say hello. And if I just quickly upgrade her while we are here. So this was from the episode The Doctor's Wife, which I know is a very popular one, and
otherwise known as Sexy.
Oh yeah, yes, it's her. I was trying to remember if it was her that was sexy or the Doctor, but yes, I know it's her. Yeah. If I show you her picture in full, once the game has gone brilliant at me. Oh, there you go. In fact, there is a big close-up of her lovely green dress.
That was another one that someone on Google Plus took issue with and told me that we had the complete wrong color for the dress, but we actually saw the dress at the Cardiff exhibition, and so it actually is the right color.
I don't remember her being green, but the whole...
It's bluish, because the episode has this bluish tint to it, and so everything has that blue wash over it. So you could argue that we should have gone with that, but the actual dress is that color.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say that the whole episode is kind of in caves and dark, and you're not going to get the natural color.
Exactly.
So this is another reset all gems character, which is obviously you can use to get past stun gems and dark gems and
we wanted to make sure every color had that ability. We've been trying to and fans have been really helpful on this. We've had a few people who really dissected and told us what's missing. So we're kind of trying to make sure that things are covered depending on what color you want to play with.
Yeah, Susan, your game is missing.
Oh yeah, yep, we had a bunch of those. And we
I know a few, probably a month or so ago, no, probably more now, you tried to put together a commonly asked questions type page to try and reduce the amount of same questions you get asked all the time. How's that going?
I think it's been good. Cherie has been awesome about reminding me when I need to put something on there. We're kind of expecting that the big question is going to now become, when's Donna Noble coming?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right, that's Idris up. I'm gonna take these guys to level 30 because then I think that's the right.
Cherie is telling me if I scroll down on screen, it's there. So maybe they fixed it. Can you scroll down on screen?
What on the?
Yeah, to reset staff points.
Oh, hang on, Mrs. Pose has just turned up to steal my chocolate. What?
What do you mean your chocolate?
I guess under back confirmed or something like that.
Just had a collector's boo from the posse for Ali for eating all my chocolate.
You left me alone in the house with chocolate. What did you think was going to happen?
Well, you would save it for me because you love me.
I do love you, but I didn't save the chocolate.
Right, while Addie is talking, because this has been asked probably a dozen times in the channel, Bessie should be dropping in both versions of Greyhound 1, and if it's not, I'm going to check into it and get it fixed tonight. Fear not. You will have your car.
Did I forget to upgrade the Brigadier, or do I have two Brigadiers? There's not two Brigadiers, are there?
Why are people booing?
They're booing because I ate Clary's chocolate.
Oh, sorry.
I have two Brigadiers, is that right?
You might have been caught in that same issue of being able to have early access to some things.
It's called DWL.
Yeah, this is something that Lee did. No blame Lee.
In fact, this Brigadier looks slightly different colour.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not.
I'm going to try and find out if there's a way to fix it on yours and on mine.
No,
Let's leave that for now.
We can leave that for now, but I like having my unique characters just because it confuses people. And lastly, but I assume this is lastly unless I've missed anyone, young Sarah Jane, complete with little band-aid around her head. Young Sarah Jane Smith from her Andy Pandy era. Here she is, race human, Hertfordshire, England. And don't forget me, after 7 turns, she does 2,000 damage to an enemy and heals the team for 2,000. So she's as the similar ability to, of course, whoever we talked about earlier. Bessie, was it?
Yes.
So will she have alternative costumes as well? Because obviously she went through quite a few outfits in her first tenure.
Possibly. I mean, she has 2 versions of now as an ally. You know, the 2 versions of Sarah Jane. So I wouldn't say she's high up on the list to get a new costume, but definitely at some point. There's a lot of stuff that has to come before then, but for sure. Oh, and you've missed Wilfred Mott and Ace.
Oh yes, no, I spotted it. Yes, I will go back and look at Wilf in a second. Oh, and Ace. Yes, sorry, of course, we had Ace for a while, but I will go back and remind about her. Thank you.
You missed the new look for Van Gogh. I know how much you like saying Van Gogh.
I do like saying Van Gogh. It's you that has the problem with it.
Do you know? I want to point out that Tony Curran is apparently a lovely man, and he keeps retweeting things about us.
Oh,
isn't he sweet?
Was he slow to sign up for his face, or was there?
I don't know. No, I think there was a period of time. Like I think right as we needed him, it hadn't been done yet. But I don't know that it was that long after, and then it kind of got forgotten. That we hadn't done it because it was out, and then Peter actually I think brought up to me like, you know, you do have the rights to Tony Curran. I'm like, oh well, we should fix that. But yeah, he's been really, really kind to us on Twitter, which is cool.
And there's my upgraded young Sarah Jane.
Yeah, we've gotten into a few dialogues on Twitter with
the costume you've put her in is a brilliant representation of her outfit, but it's an awful outfit.
I picked that one, to be honest. I was like, it's very Sarah Jane, isn't it? It's cute.
Oh no, you've done it brilliantly. Yeah. You've done it brilliantly, and it's very distinctively.
But I can't tell you how much work went into that face. Oh my god, if I could show you the probably 20 versions there are of that face. We had so much trouble getting her face right for some reason.
Oh really? How come? What, like you? Because
she had an unusual face, especially at that point. As she got older, I think her face was less than usual, but if you go back to the old Sarah Jane pictures, it was very hard to capture it for some reason. And no matter what we looked at, it's like, that does not look like Sarah Jane. It doesn't look like Sarah Jane. And we kept going back and forth on it. And finally, I don't know, we found enough references that we got it right.
And are you happy with it now?
I am, yes. I think as happy with it as I'm going to be. I think I'm 95% happy with it.
Okay, that's enough happiness. And here's the.
I love Tony Curran's picture. I think that Pest did a brilliant job on this one.
Oh yeah, that is just him. That's not like a look-alike or a close to. That's just him, yeah. which looks.
And it was such a wonderful episode. I mean, how do you not watch the episode and get a tear in your eye?
Well, you know, Richard Curtis likes to make people blub.
Yeah,
that was his little one, and of course Wilfred Mott. Where is good old Wilf in his little red beanie?
I think he came out really well too. What do you guys think of Wilfred?
Oh, there's Ace. I'll do Ace first. We've shown Ace off before, but that's no reason not to show her off again. There we go, complete with harpoon and leggings, short skirt, big leather jacket, and all that kind of stuff. And her of course has to be an explosion ability to make things go boom.
Someone suggested a brilliant costume for Ace. That all of her costumes should have a different weapon in her hands. So we could look at that.
And here is Mr. Mott. And yes, I do agree. You've got Wilfred looking fantastic.
We did a bunch of work on that one because he's a beloved British actor. So Peter in particular wanted to make sure we got him right.
Did you know that Bernard Cribbins, the guy that plays him, actually originally, many years ago, auditioned for the Doctor himself?
No, I did not know that. That's an interesting bit of truth.
Little factoid there. He auditioned at the same time as Pertwee did, I think. Oh. So he would have been obviously it was only an audition, so he was never. I don't think he was properly in the running or anything like that. But I believe he was.
That's cool.
Went for it at the same time Pertwee did and didn't get it. But
Webley also a surprising amount of work went into because he's a very popular actor again at the moment because of that BBC show that he's doing about sort of behind the scenes at the BBC. What's that called? It's really quite good. Do you know what I'm talking about? The guys that did the Olympics show.
Yes, you're talking about.
How's it called?
It was called 2012 when it was the Olympics show.
Yeah, and now it's about the BBC, and so he's in that.
And it's called The Address. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Yeah, but he is in that. He is in that.
So we were kind of told not to screw him up.
He was with Hugh. I loved the 2012 series. It was with Hugh Bonneville. I didn't think the BBC one was quite as good, but apparently the people in the BBC love it even more. So I think it might be one of those ones. I think it's probably one of those ones that if you work there, you go, oh my god, yes.
That's it, W1A. Yeah, and I've been enjoying it. We watched. I think we watched all of them actually.
Yeah, they were good. They were very good. But 2012, I think, was very, very good. I loved that one. 2012 was one of those shows that I loved it, and I kept recommending it to my friends, and they kept coming back and going, "What?" in fact, Clary doesn't like 2012 actually, because she says it's just like being in an office, and I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. It's like a really good caricature, and she's like, no, it's really just like going to work. I don't like it.
Psychoville, I love Psychoville too, but not as much as League of Gentlemen. I see Zero Zone talking about. League of Gentlemen will always be my favorite.
All right, let's put together a little team then using these lovely new Brigadier guys. In fact, while I'll do that, we're just going to go to commercial, and I'll put together a little team during the break, and so we'll see you in 60 for some gameplay, some more news, and some giveaways. See you in a sec. Right, hello people, we are back, and I'm just putting together my little team here, just trying to I'm just wondering amongst myself here, what would make the best kind of whole team. I won't worry too much about it, because I might just go for, a one of each colour team. We've got quite a few greens going on, but then I've got a red and a black and a blue. Although I suppose the Humobile is red, so if I take out Bessie and stick in Wilf, and then go with a red Doctor.
I love.
Then I've got.
He's my favorite.
Sorry.
He's my favorite to play with, War Doctor.
Yeah, he's got a nice ability. Yeah, I might leave it as the War Doctor then, because it fits nicely with what we've got. So there's our little team. Right, I think it's time for us to do our first giveaway. So what we're going to do tonight, which is slightly different to usual, but hopefully you will enjoy, is we're going to have one non-Addy Gold giveaway, so for anyone now, for our first prize, and then our second prize is going to be later on for Addy Gold. And what we're going to do is we're going to give away half of the drops from Greyhound 1 as the prize for the first one, and then the other half of the drops in the second one. Did I get that right?
Yes, exactly.
So he says completely failing to find the codes that you sent me. Did you email me the codes?
I did, yes.
Then I shall check my emails.
Do you want me to send it to you again?
No, got it. Okay, so so the prize here is, so this is going to be for non-added gold. Anyone can enter this. You can have as many entrants as possible. The prize for this one winner, because this is a big prize. The prize for this one is Bessie, Ace, Idris, and Rose Tyler. Okay, all 4 characters, and those 4 characters are the non-guaranteed drops as well. So if you just play through it, you'll get a whole bunch guaranteed, but these ones you won't. So this will save you farming or time crystalling, or whatever you want to call it. So this is the prize. The prize is 1 winner: Bessie, Ace, Idris, and Rose Tyler. So 4 characters. Anyone can enter. So I'm going to open that up right now. And if you want to win this, all you've got to do.
What's the word?
What is the word? Well, it's Hunt for the Brigadier, isn't it? So is that the name of the
Hunt for Greyhound 1, so maybe Greyhound?
Greyhound. There we go. So just say the word Greyhound. Hopefully I've spelled the word Greyhound right. Yes, I have. There we go. So just say the word Greyhound, and you don't have to. This is not an added gold one. This is just one chance for everyone. It's completely fair in terms of who win. Or fair's the wrong word, but you know, it's one chance for absolutely everyone. And I'll close this in about 5 minutes.
Even odds.
Even odds. That's a better way of calling it. Mods, if you could repaste this for a couple of times over the next 5 minutes, I would appreciate it. And the legal stuff, this giveaway has nothing to do with Twitch. It's just purely between you, myself, and Susan of Tiny Rebel Games. Okay, and don't say anything after the Greyhound or before it. Just say the word. Don't say it more than once, otherwise the bot will disqualify you. And good luck to everyone involved. Oh, and you must be following the channel. Okay, if you're not following the channel, the bot will not pick you. God, I almost missed the most important spammy bit out of it. Yeah, you've got to be following the channel, or the bot will not
gun. You just misspelled it. I saw an A in your Greyhounds, just to help you out there.
Ah, yes, it is a greyhound, not a greyhound, so to speak. Right, here we go. The hunt for Greyhound 1. In we go. Boarded. And I'll take in my... I suppose I'm actually taking the team in of characters that I'm going to be meeting as I go, but I don't care. Let's just go. Wow, that's a seriously mucked up team. I've got a car, a dinosaur, an old guy, a young guy, and a girl with explosives. That's the most eclectic team ever, and I love it. Oh, and the whole game's crashed.
What?
The whole game, the whole game has. I need like a technical difficulty sign here.
Oh, what the hell happened there?
I don't know. The game was just so awesome, and the plot line was just so good that the iPad couldn't handle it.
Meanwhile, a few things I wanted to talk about. One of them, and I saw some people ask about it in the channel. If you've come across the Time-Sundered Whispermen, which you'll encounter later in the expansion, you're going to find that they have a new ability, enemy ability called Time-Sundered, that will periodically show up on the Whispermen. And in case it isn't obvious to you what this means, basically means you can't cast any effects on them while they have that on them. So if you stun them, it won't work. If you poison them, it won't work. If you are bombing them, it won't work. None of that stuff. You can't put any effects on them while they're time-sundered. So you want to, take care and time your abilities so that you're not doing it when they're time-sundered. Tip for the day.
Good tip. Thank you.
And let's see, while you're loading up, let's also talk about the fact that I don't know if everyone was here last week. I'm sure some of you weren't, but Peter was here, and Peter and Lee were talking about Season 8, which we're like incredibly excited about. I think that Lee's been working all day, all morning on levels, and so we're mostly up to date with the first 5 episodes of the new season. But in case you didn't hear, our plan is pretty revolutionary, certainly for Doctor Who, and I don't know if any mobile game has ever done this, but the plan is basically every weekend as the new content goes live, or as the new show goes live, you'll also be able to get access to new content in the game based on the episode you just watched. We're still working out the exact time it's going to go live because we have so many different time zones involved, but it's going to start next weekend. It's going to start next weekend on Sunday, I should say, is the plan, to the day after the first episode, because we do want to make sure that we're not spoiling things that everyone saw the first episode. And so that'll be for Deep Breath. And I can't say anything about what's coming in it, but it's going to be related to Deep Breath.
So stick around for that. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I
love this team so much. I might just have to play with this team forever. I love it.
Fine folks at Digital Spy are going to have some art reveals next week. We're working some stuff out with them. But,
well, we did have a sneaky preview of one of the pieces of art last week. But
yeah. Exactly.
But very, very sneaky indeed. Okay, let's give this one a go again. Come on, iPad. You can do it. Don't die. There we go. We're in.
And while Addie's playing, so next Sunday, again, that's when the new content will go live. And next Sunday is when the next Twitch broadcast for Dr. Legacy will be. It won't be on Thursday. It'll be on Sunday at the same time at noon Pacific. And we'll be talking about the show and discussing how much we loved it and talking about the new content, which will be live by then for the game. And we're gonna have some prizes, some funky prizes to give away from the BBC. We're gonna have some quiz books to give away and some Time War Doctor Who books to give away. And I think we're gonna have a promo code for a new costume from season 8 to give away that day. So you will totally not want to miss Twitch next Sunday. So
that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that sounds like an awesome set of giveaways.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is because obviously the Doctor Who show is coming out not this weekend but the weekend after, and also myself and I and Izzy are away for a week, so it just made more sense to move the stream. So that's not this Sunday coming, but the Sunday after, which we're going to move it there. So just to completely confirm in terms of the live streams, there's no Doctor Who gaming show this Saturday. I'll look into the camera rather than at the screen. And there's no Doctor Who Legacy show next Thursday. So a week today, there will not be a show, but there will be a Doctor Who Legacy show on Sunday. That's the Sunday after the Doctor Who the new series has begun at this normal time of 8 p.m. With loads and loads of giveaways. Okay, so set your calendars. I will probably also on the Saturday, probably maybe like half an hour after it's been televised on the UK, probably come on and do a mini show, and we'll probably play a bit of Legacy and we'll chat about what we've just seen. It'll be short, but obviously if you live in a place that's not the United Kingdom, you might want to skip that one because it may not have been televised in your neck of the woods. So you have been warned that you might want to stay away from the channel that day if you're not watching at the normal time. But main thing, set your calendars for next Sunday because that's when the next stream will be. I'm going up against the Toclafane. That's pretty cool. Right, so what's my team? My team is red and green. So that's what I need to be putting together. Excellent. Red and green. I don't have enough time. Quickly. There we go. How is everything going for the new levels and the show? I mean, obviously, don't give us any spoilers or anything like that. But are you like a kind of a few weeks ahead, or?
Yeah, we are. We're some of the it's just a matter of how quickly we can get stuff from the brand. But for the most part, we're ready with the first 5 episodes of the show, and then we're waiting for the rest. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. It's been a real privilege being able to see some of the stuff early. We're really excited that BBC let us do this. We also mentioned this while we were waiting on the patch, but BBC America, this is specifically BBC America, mind you, is doing some stuff with iTunes and Google Play. And so we gave them a bunch of promo codes to tie into some of the content that they're promoting. So if you're in the mood for a bit of a scavenger hunt and you're in the States or can get to the iTunes or Google Play versions in the States online, there are promo codes sort of scattered throughout some of the descriptions on the...
Throughout time,
yeah. There are definitely a couple episodes on Google that if you go to the descriptions of the episode, you'll see a promo code. And with iTunes, you'll see it as well. It's doctor codes on iTunes. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat. It was sort of a last-minute a scavenger hunt idea we had with them. So that's out there.
Oh, and there we go. Victory. The Toclafane has been taken down.
Well done.
Oh, and so someone in the chat has just said we're on the front page. That's very exciting. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Noz Daboz. I hoped I pronounced that one correctly. Right, shall we do our first giveaway then? So just to remind, this giveaway is for Bessie, Ace, Idris, and Rose Tyler. Idris, Ace, and Rose Tyler. I shall close the raffle and I shall start the tombola, which should be up on the screen now. We've had over 250 entrants for this particular one, and we will have, of course, a second giveaway for the other half of the unlocks towards the end of the show, which will be for Addy Gold. And don't worry, you've been earning 1 Addy Gold every 5 minutes. So good luck to everybody here, but our winner is... Oh, yeah! That's an amazing name. Pants 1969. Does that mean you have 1,969 pants, or you had some pants in 1969? There's just so many questions that are thrown up by that. But congratulations, Pants. You are a winner, and that is decidedly not Pants. So if I will just message your name across to Susan, and I'm sure she will be nice enough to private message you your code, which obviously you'll need to put into the
it's 1969. Okay.
Oh, we've got a new follower as well. Thank you very much, Conel252. I hope you are enjoying what you are seeing.
And yes, guys, it is one code. Remember, this is for 4 characters in the game.
Right, so let's have another go at the next level. The Intruders. Now, we do have a special piece of artwork, which we'll show you after this level. But here we go, some more dialogue. Get behind me, here they come. Oh, that was it. Wow, and we're straight into it. Wow. Okay, less dialogue, more action, says the War Doctor. So, as always, guys, the strategy we tend to use for Doctor Who Legacy, duo colour teams, try and get as many combinations as you possibly can in a single turn. Good control of the gems as you go. Remember, it's not just a case of swapping over 2 gems. You are moving a gem around, one single gem around the board.
Yeah, did you get our poses that Penultimate did, by the way?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Good.
It was...
Penultimate did an awesome job.
She did indeed, yes. For those of you who don't know what Susan's talking about, we have a thing here called the Posse, the Adipose Posse, which is like very regular viewers who have saved up 500 Addy Gold or more can buy their way into the Posse, and we're going to have this our very own Posse piece of merchandise with like a big crowd of us on there. I think we've got something crazy, like over 50 people in it now. Might even be more than that, actually.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna make a poster and a T-shirt and things like that. And if anyone wants to get themselves a copy, and just to be as cliquey as possible, we need to have our own.
Join the clique.
Yeah, exactly. We're thinking about having our own flag, maybe a secret handshake, and maybe a national anthem. I should so make a national anthem for it. Although maybe just use the Team of the Week song. I am rocking my way through this Toclafane. Lee must have been in a good mood when he did these levels. They're not.
Well, you are on the level 30 versions, aren't you?
I'm on the level 30 versions, but I deliberately didn't over level. I think I only leveled them up to level 30 because I didn't want to squish them. I'm not destroying them, but they're going down.
There were some, I did a lot of playtesting on this one to Lee, and there were some that were. There was one that I nearly punched him. It was like I like to think I'm pretty confident in the game. I think I failed like 8 times. I'm like, okay, this is obviously not reasonable.
It needs a bit of challenge, but it's just been bit. So I know you've had issues with that in the past, haven't you? You deliberately made season 5 harder, and it didn't go very well, or there was comments about it.
Yes. Well, once you finish this level, I think we should do this little reveal of Tom Baker work in progress. What do you think?
Of who? We hadn't said who it was.
Tom Baker.
I see. I was going down a whole cryptic thing of who's the reveal, who knows, and all that kind of stuff.
I think I said it on Twitch though, or on Twitter. I think people know.
Oh,
I think I ruined your surprise.
You ruined
everyone's been laughing.
All my surprises. It's because you're too busy promoing everything. Yeah, publicity.
I'm a publicity whore.
I just spotted someone on the chat there saying that they're about to join the Posse. No joking on this one. Literally today is the last possible day to join the Posse. If you haven't got the 500 Addy Gold today, sorry, but you'll have to wait for the next time we put together a poster and things. But if you've been umming and erring over it, get it done tonight. Otherwise, you won't be in it. Simple as that.
And we really want to know what you guys think about Tom Baker. It's been a lot of back and forth. We were given a very challenging pose, which I had a feeling was going to be very challenging. So I want to see what you guys think. It's not 100% there yet.
I didn't die. I was just sleeping. I forgot to heal. I could have healed, but I didn't because I was...
Because you just really want to see Tom Baker, so you wanted to die.
I was busy poking my nose and... talking in deep voices, and then all of a sudden everything died. All right, let's use some of these abilities, shall we? Let's convert yellow and pink gems to red. Okay, let's do that. Tariki's going to do 6,000 damage. We'll store that and we'll save the bomb. He's going to drop in 10 red gems, and the Brigadier is going to convert yellow and pink gems to green. That's not going to be particularly helpful, so let's just go with this one. Ta-da! Mega combo explode. Oh, that's nice. That should be him down. Oh, no, it's not, because red is less damage. Red does less against blue, but well. 'Tis done. And how is Lee and Landon this week?
Lee and Landon are good. They're at Lee's being a good father and being dragged through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
which apparently is really bad.
You say dragged. You know he went like a giddy schoolboy.
No, well, I think he was excited until he was getting like 10% on Metacritic or something.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
there's a film critic who we actually know, this woman, Christy Lemire, in LA. Is a pretty well-known film critic, and she made the mistake of, I guess, of criticizing it quite harshly, and some kid sent her like a note about how you suck and you're obviously an old lady and don't understand how awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are.
Well, I always think though that there has to be a limit though, because I think if you're a fan of something, there is always this part of you that wants to defend the indefensible sometimes.
Yes, yeah.
Like I like turtles, therefore I must like the movie, even if it is the worst thing that has ever happened in the world. But and I'm kind of like that with the Doctor Who episodes. Like even if like the new series is shocking, I'll still find myself on Twitch going, "Oh, it was great," while inside I'm slowly dying. But let's hope it's all going to be wonderful, and we can proudly stand up and say the new series is fantastic.
It's going to be wonderful. I'm sure it will be.
So is it okay if I put this picture up on the screen?
It is. It is a work in progress. It's not done. We're still doing some work. We're still doing some back and forth. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. You guys are awesomely helpful on these things.
So are you genuinely looking for feedback?
Yeah,
about what
we
you
want
like
to know
and
what people
dislike
think.
about
Do people
this?
love it? Do they hate it? What stands out of you as weird? You know.
Okay, so be specific, people. If you like it, tell us why, and if you don't like it, tell us why. But here we go, the first preview or early version of the Tom Baker Doctor.
This is black. It's Tom Baker at night.
Yeah, there you are. So scarf. So the scarf is of course there. The hat is there. The red jacket is there.
I think the costume is great. There's just like the question is and if you look at the reference from this, he's got this very sort of manic look on his face, and so we've been trying to get it right.
Can we put the reference picture up? Is that allowed?
We could. I'd have to dig it up.
Get digging.
That's it.
I think I might know that reference picture actually.
It's pretty. I remember looking at it and being like, "Oh God, really? Like that has the potential to look insane if we don't get that right."
I'm just gonna zoom in on him a bit, so we can have a good look at that face. You've seen the scarf and the leg, so I'll just zoom in now so we can have a close look at that top half.
Oh, now I'm in the spot trying to find this.
I liked it slightly more from further away. I'm not sure.
No, I think you're right. I think that's the thing is when you look super close up and big, there's a lot of lines on the face, and so it looks a little bit plasticky.
Yeah, he looks like he could take the face off, and then there'd be a Clockwork Doll underneath.
Yeah,
but the pose is spot on. The pose is spot on, and the clothes look lovely.
Okay, I have the picture for you. Hang on a second.
There's loads of people. Oh, there's so many comments. I can't actually see this one.
And I'm getting.
We might need to scroll up.
Hang on a second. What did I miss?
I'm just looking at the comments in the chat. Some of them are less complimentary. Some of them are complimentary. Oh, I quite like the hair. Someone doesn't like the hair.
That's what his hair looks like.
The general consensus seems to be that they're not so keen on the face, but they like the rest of it.
I just sent you the reference picture, actually.
Oh, email?
Yeah, email. Yeah, the problem is some of that stuff, as soon as you exaggerate it, he looks pretty crazy, like the smile, the eyes. We had to tone all that down a little bit.
So, I mean, how would you describe your art style? Like, are you trying to caricature or a realistic representation?
You know how they always are. There's always a bit of a sort of anime-esque, vibe to it. It's never really meant to be photorealistic.
It's see-through. That's funny. Okay, so let me see if I can through the power of magic zoom in on this one as well.
Yeah, I agree with those who are saying it's a face. It's still not perfect. We know that.
Have the people from the BBC seen this one yet?
Yeah, they have. They have the same. Feedback was that the face is not perfect. But if you look at the image, it's really not that far off. I have a feeling that it was just maybe the wrong face to pick.
I'm not an artist.
As MCK a Pet just said, it's pretty damn close. I have a feeling that we might just need to go with a different face. He did one of his more serious looks or something.
His nose is kind of pointy at the end, whereas your nose is kind of fat at the end.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The nose might be a bit too fat.
It comes down lower, like into more of a point. And his eye... Sorry, I'm not an art... We need Penultimate here. Penultimate!
Yeah, what do you think, Penultimate? Go on, what do you think? It's your chance.
The slight bags under the eyes are a different shape, and it's hard to know because when you see an artist and they're drawing a picture of a person and then they just put a couple of lines in the right place and all of a sudden you go, oh yeah, that's them. Yeah. But it's hard to know sometimes which lines it is. Is it the line around the jaw? Is it the line around is it the shape of the eyes? The shape of the nose? It's hard. Rock Band Rocker says it's the eyes,
the right eye. Yeah.
Someone's saying the nose is too short, which is why I said that it's the nose needs pointing a little bit more. But the pose is great. I mean, if it's are the faces the bits that you always have to tweak over and over and over? Are they the hard bits to get right?
Mainly, unless it's a woman, then we end up tweaking boobs. To be honest,
is it a less is more, or they always want a little bit extra?
It depends on the woman.
Fair enough. But it's definitely well on the way.
Yeah, it is well on the way. It's not done, and we're not going to release it till it's done. But I thought you guys might all enjoy sort of getting a look at the work in progress and
oh yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much
and
for
feedback.
Thank you so much
from
for giving
our big fans is great.
And you can see how good the costume is by looking at it there. That lovely... I think you've actually made the jacket even slightly more lovely. I think you've given it a slight velvety texture.
Yeah. I know. I think that the costume is perfect. It's really just, we want to get the face perfect. It's an important doctor. And so everyone's taking it very seriously.
And whoever was saying about the hair, I mean, that definitely is the hair.
That's the hair, yeah.
I think same with the Sarah Jane. I think his hair did change because he was the Doctor Who for 5 years, 6 years.
Well, and that's
he was the longest.
People get something set in their head of what they think it looks like, but as soon as you go back to the reference, you're like, yeah, actually, that's what it looks like, and that's about 80% of that picture. There's definitely some nuance missing, but as soon as you see the reference, you're like, oh, that actually, I guess that is what he looked like. And I knew it as soon as we saw that picture. I'm like, this is going to be rough.
because it's a pose also with the hat off as well. You've got more hair there than perhaps you'd normally see when he's walking around, because he was very much a kind of a hat on doctor, I seem to remember. But there we go. Cool, great. So I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing that. Ginny says,
wow, someone just said that this picture killed their excitement for the Fourth Doctor.
Oh no,
I don't know what to say to that. It's a work in progress. It's one of the reasons we have this channel. So I'm sorry if you don't want to see the spoilers.
Oh, I'm sure it hasn't killed your excitement, because this is the whole point. It's a preview picture. We've asked for feedback, and
yeah, harsh.
But if I just zoom out again, though, guys, you'll see that for some of you that are feeling a little bit sad about it, if I just completely reset it, though, you can see how good the pose is, and you can see how good the clothes are. Maybe it was my fault for zooming in, but those are almost identical in terms of pose and outfit and things like that, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So look, guys, give us feedback. If you don't want to see work in progress stuff, tell us. But I had the sense that was what people liked about the channel.
Traveller says that's I'm totally excited for the Fourth Doctor. Cool. So there we go.
We are too. And it's why we're putting so much work in it. We want to get it right.
Jennifer Heckle says, I think he looks great. Thank you, Jennifer. Laurie says, I'm even more excited to see how it ends up turning out. Thank you for the preview. Oh, there you go. See, there's loads of, yeah, enjoy the positivity.
Oh, I
there,
know. There's always going to be hate, you know. No matter what we do, there's always going to be someone who, you know, especially with someone who people have so much love for. You know?
Webb says, only the face needs work. Everything else is perfect.
Yeah.
Penultimate says, I love seeing work in progress stuff. In fact, a few people have saying they like seeing the work in progress. In fact, we've done a few work in progresses actually, haven't we? And there was a few of them that got tweaked. I can't remember who else we've shown, but there was definitely another one where
there was. Well, we showed Sarah
showed
Jane before she was done. Trying to think, who was it?
There was definitely one that was. It might have been Pertwee. Yes, I think it was Pertwee.
Yeah,
I think we showed an early,
you're right, yeah.
an early Pertwee, and I think he had to go off for a nose job or something, and and it was something along those lines. Right, shall we get our second giveaway up and running?
Let's do it.
Okay, so guys, so this one is going to be an Addy Gold giveaway. So exclamation mark Addy Gold. Have a look to see how much you've got. Now this giveaway is for the other half of the Greyhound 1 drops. This is Tracy, the Whomobile, Wilfred, Huzzah, and for young Sarah Jane. So 4 characters again. Tracy, Whomobile, Wilfred, young Sarah Jane. 1 winner again, and this one's for Addy Gold. If you haven't been here for an Addy Gold giveaway before, basically the way it works is I'll open the raffle again, but this time instead of saying a word, you choose how many times you want to enter. You've been earning 1 Addy Gold every 5 minutes, and each Addy Gold can be a ticket. So if you buy 5 tickets, you've got 5 chances of winning. 10 tickets, you've got 10 chances of winning, and sometimes people put literally thousands of Addy Gold into a single giveaway, depending on how much they want the prize. I'll remind you again, that prize again is Tracy, Whomobile, Wilfred, young Sarah Jane, 1 code, 1 winner, 4 characters. Okay, so if you check your added gold, the bot will reply to you eventually and tell you how much added gold you've got. You can buy as many tickets as you like up until to the amount of added gold you have, and of course you must be following the channel. I'm going to open the giveaway and then we're going to go for a commercial break. I'm going to grab myself a drink of water, and Susan will do some questions afterwards because we've had loads of them. So we'll do a nice Q&A, and I'll have a go at the next level as well. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Before I do, I will just open the giveaway though. There we go. Start raffle. It is now open. So exclamation mark. A few of you did your entries before I opened the raffle. Okay, so check the chat carefully. If you didn't, you need to make sure you entered after I opened the raffle. There's a few of you that didn't, so so read up and check you did that right. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and I'll get myself some nice drink. See you in a sec. Do it. Hey, yo! We're back. I'm suitably lubricated. No, that's a bad phrase. That's a bad phrase. I've had a drink. Let's just leave it at that, and I'll edit that bit out of the YouTube video. Sorry. Right, hopefully you guys are getting into our giveaway. So, I can see loads of you are in already. We've sold sold's the wrong phrase. You have entered over 16,733 tickets.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, we should do some. We should do some more of these ones. This is good. So, just a final reminder, I'll probably close the giveaway in about 5 minutes. This is a giveaway for Tracy, Whomobile, Wilfred, Young Sarah Jane. It's an Addy Gold giveaway, and you should know the instructions by now. Ask the mods if you're not sure. And these are the drops from the Brigadier levels. Right, should we do some questions, or have you got anything else you'd like to announce before we go?
I think I went through most of it. I was looking at my list. I think so.
Okay, a question about order here from Joshua McCrow. Will Season 8 be at the end of Season 5 or in the specials? I think that's a question about where it's actually going to appear on the interface.
It's going to be in the specials. One of the sort of important criteria of the fact that we're getting to do stuff so early on with the new season is BBC really wants to be accessible to everybody. So we don't want you to have to play through the game to get to Season 8 content. So it will be there'll be different versions for each episode. So there'll be an easy, medium, and hard, kind of like what we've done in the fan area before. So that no matter what level you're at in the game, you'll have the opportunity to play and get the drops.
Cool.
So it's sort of up to you to pick how challenging you want it to be.
So how will you make sure people know to kind of go there? Because that's in a few little menus there. So how will you make sure people know to kind of click there and click here and all that kind of stuff?
Well, for one thing, we'll probably put it in one of the news pop-ups in the beginning of the game that everyone sees.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first time I've had a level where it's saying, like you said earlier, that it's forcing me to pick various characters.
Yeah.
So here we go. So
are you surprised it's Paul McGann?
I was just going to say I'm shocked and stunned that for the first one Lee is forcing me to play as Paul McGann.
Yeah.
Let me.
Because he hates Paul McGann.
We so need to get one of those like online petitions to get like Paul McGann to sign something for Lee or something. We need one of like, Paul, we need you to sign this. Right, there we go. There's my little team. I got Rose, Porridge, and some other guys in there. Okay, next question. This is about the iTunes scavenger hunt from Kitheracox. This is from earlier in the stream, actually. With the iTunes code scavenger hunt, how many actually are there? Because I only found one code thus far.
I think that I want to say I have to go back and look through what I gave them, but I think there are about a dozen codes on iTunes, and there are maybe 4 codes on Google Play. It was just based on some of the promotional stuff that we're doing. We sort of tied in and found relevant stuff. The iTunes stuff definitely doctors. So if you're missing any of the doctors, that's a good thing to check for. And on Google Play, it was more costume oriented. Like I'm pretty sure the 9th Doctor's regen costume is up there, and the 11th Doctor in his prisoner costume from Day of the Moon. So they're probably, I think we gave them about 15 or 16 different codes, depending. But again, it's specific to that device. So if it's on iTunes, it's going to be for iOS devices. If it's on Google Play, it's going to be for both devices. No, and I'm pretty sure I know people have been sad that it's BBC America. I don't quote me on this, but if you're not in the US and you just go to Google Play in America, you should be able to find the Google Play codes. I don't know if you can do that with iTunes, but I know you can do that with Google Play.
So they're just in the descriptions of the...
Yeah, it's just in the metadata, exactly. So if you just browse Google Play on your PC, you should be able to find them regardless of where you are.
Cool. White Cat 80 says, who is the Addy bot? Well, that is a question. I'm not going to answer it for you because, Season 8 spoilers. Let's just leave it at that. Why is... let me read this question in full. Oh, Robin Newton says, what has been your favourite moment in relation to being part of Doctor Who Legacy?
Ooh.
Out of all of the, things you've done, things you've put together, people you've met, shows you've done, what has been your favourite?
By far, it has been getting to know the Adipose.
Thank you. That's what I thought. That you might have said.
There you go.
But just in the interest of fairness, do you have a second favourite moment as well?
Second favourite?
You've often talked about community
I have
stuff,
a second favourite, but I can't say what it is. It's one of those things I'm not allowed to talk about.
This isn't like a personal thing, is it? With
No, it was.
That's inappropriate.
Once the new season goes live, maybe I can answer the question later.
Oh, okay. Well, ask Robbie Newton. Ask that question again in a few weeks, and maybe you'll get a different. Yeah. Maybe you'll get a different answer. Lots of NDAs.
Yeah, there was a very, very cool once in a lifetime moment for me, actually. But we'll talk about it in the future.
Okay. Dr. Davros was asking me not to play with dual-colored characters. I didn't play with all dual-colored ones. I have in this current one, but I didn't earlier for the.
You said that you took care to be level 30. You can't be. You've got like 3 dual-colored characters there.
Well, that's because it made me repick my team.
Well, okay. So this time you're not.
Yeah. Well, I just grabbed the first. I thought I didn't want to have an exciting stream of watch Addy pick people.
Because Lee had to go at me when I was playing this. When I was playing the beta version of it before it went live, every time I'd make a comment, he'd be like, "Yeah, but look, you've got like the expert version of Matt Smith, and you've got like 2 dual color, and da da da." The average person isn't going to be doing that, so he kept harassing me to dumb down my team, and he made me dumb down all my perks.
Well, I did dumb down my team, but then it forced me to pick a new team just so I could have Paul McGann in it. Bloody Paul McGann. See, it's all his fault.
Remember, that's the other thing. You have the perks of someone who is in Season 5 as well. So in some ways, it's going to be easier for you than someone who just really is just at level 30.
If I win, it's because of my talent and my ability and my intense combo making, not some sort of broken gameplay. Thank you very much. Right. See what we got here. Small Blue Monkey's asking about the merchandise for the posse thing. Yes, literally, if you get it in today. Otherwise, no. If you have, and also if you're speaking of the posse merchandise, if you haven't yet given us permission, and by permission I mean an email to Clary saying I give you permission to use my pose in your saleable merchandise or something like that, yada yada. You need to spend that a lot. 99 Thermo asks about Tom's abilities. Has there been any discussion on color, ability, anything like that?
I don't think we've decided. I know we wanted to do something new and unique for it. I know that.
Well, he's the last big doctor, so he has to be something a little bit special, doesn't it?
Yes, and I know that on Gallifrey Base we have a massive thread going on. If you guys don't go to Gallifrey Base, we have like one of the most popular threads they've ever had on Gallifrey Base. It's about Doctor Who Legacy, so much so that they split it into two threads. And Janarchy, who's one of the moderators there, is awesome, and there's been ongoing discussion on there what we should do with Tom Baker and getting it right. So anyone who would like to chime in, we're always interested in hearing what you think. I don't think we've.
What's the website for Gallifrey? Is it GallifreyBrace.com?
It's GallifreyBrace.com. I got a link to it here somewhere. But it's GallifreyBase.com, and you have to sign up for their forums. But it's a lot of especially classic Doctor Who talk and a lot of big supportive community for the game. So I know Lee pops in there at least once a day to sort of reply to questions and stuff on there.
Fantastic. Right. Let's close this raffle. Total score 19,000. And I've already spotted that some people have put hundreds in for this. One person has put in over 800. One person's put in over 1,000, assuming they had the added gold in the first place. But that's pretty exciting. So good luck to everybody. But there can only be one winner here. But I will start the tombola running. Obviously, the more tickets you bought, the more often you will see your name flying past. I'll just let that kind of run around for a minute while we do one more costume. Will Capaldi be the first Series 8 drop? Says C. Gibson 28.
No comment.
Okay.
I cannot confirm or deny anything that's happening in Season 8.
Fair enough.
There's like a gun pointed at my head somewhere that I don't know about.
Your own conclusions on that one, people.
Something's going to drop next weekend.
Something. Where's an interesting one? Will there be any classic monsters on Doctor Who Legacy?
Well, we have the Ogron that just got added, which are a classic monster. So that's one. And and we have others here and there. But yes, we would love to do more of that. I know that Lee's plans for season 4 include classic Doctor Who as well. I know that levels for the caves of Adrazi have been sort of circulating around for ages now.
Cool. There's a lot of characters.
Not to mention Silence in the Library, because I've seen the backgrounds for it, so I know that that's in the works too.
Oh, nice!
I love Silence.
Hope there's not too many shadows in the picture.
Well, it's been an interesting one to try and figure out. Lee had a lot of fun trying to figure out Silence in the Library, since you never actually see the monsters, only the shadows.
No, that's true. Just the shadows.
Yeah. And of course the masters, all the classic masters. So we're definitely getting some in. I mean, there's just there's only so much time in the day for a small team. The other things that you're going to see soon is we're going to be getting in the levels for the Titan Comics guys. I know we continue to be promising that we're getting somewhere with Big Finish. It's just we want to give it the attention that it needs when we finally get there with those guys. And we have another really quirky, interesting thing in the works that we'll talk about soon. We finally got permission. But that'll be a talk for another day, maybe the next couple of weeks, about another sideline that we have coming.
Whilst you've got new levels and new characters coming every week from the new Doctor Who series, you don't need anything else. You can keep everything else for for next year.
There's so much to do, so little time,
Right, okay, I think our tombola is very, very, very well mixed. So let's see who our winner is tonight. Good luck to everybody, but our winner of the Boomobile, Tracy, Wilfred and Young Sarah Jane is... Oh, yeah! Snow Joke. Congratulations, Snow Joke. I'm not joking. You're the winner. So congratulations to you. I will message your name over to... Susan. Snow Joke is a very regular viewer, so if you are looking to be winners in our Addy Gold giveaways, the secret is to just watch more me.
I saw someone asking how many people are on the team. Tiny Rebel Games is 2 people. It's my husband Lee and myself. We have a PR agency that helps us, and then we have our co-developer in Taiwan, Seed. That's about, now in terms of live support, it's about 6 people. So we do a lot with very, very few people.
Did you know if your PR team turned up? Are they here somewhere? Is there that? Did they win the raffle? Were they pants 1969?
Derek should be in the channel somewhere.
Cool. Well, I hope if you are there, I hope you are enjoying the show, and I hope you can join us on here sometime soon if you would like, or if that becomes part of your remit. If it's the PR team, does that mean every question I ask him will end up being kind of like, yes, you should buy the game?
No, they're great. They're great. They're really good.
Oh, Celestina, I'm sure you will win something someday, but obviously the more you watch, the more Addy Gold you got, and then the more chance you have of winning.
Yes, that few people do that much.
Yeah, it's a small. Do you miss at all the bigger teams? Because obviously you must have worked with huge teams in your gaming past.
Oh, definitely. Especially when we were at Take-Two. But no, the cool thing about it. Try to dig up this code that I had. The cool thing about it is that you don't have so many layers of people to go through and people to agree on stuff. Lee and I get crazy ideas, and then as long as we can convince the BBC and Seed, we can go. It's not. We don't have bosses and bosses and all that stuff.
Hypothetically, do you ever see Tiny Rebel Games expanding, or do you prefer the freedom to kind of just work with Seed Studio or work with a PR company and to kind of pick and choose the people you work with for each project?
Lee would absolutely prefer to keep it the way it is. I'm always more of the business person, so I'm always kind of we could do this and do that, and sky's the limit. But Lee rightfully really likes doing it the way we are, and it's kind of the way of the future, right? Consultants, and we don't get me wrong, it's the 2 of us, but we have a number of really talented writers that we work with. We have Chris Hulsbeck on the music side that we work with. We have tremendous artists that that we work with and that we'll work with on future projects and stuff. So it's when it comes down to it, it's the 2 of us, but we have so many wonderful people that we're associated with and that help us, and not to mention the work that you do and that Cherie's been doing for us, and so when I say 2, I mean in terms of at the end of the day are an X on the line, but we have lots of people that we count on to help us make it possible.
It's a small big thing.
It's a small big thing, yeah.
Someone there just asked if I do this show at other points in the week. No, I do the Doctor Who Legacy show once a week on Thursday nights. Although next time, of course, it will be Sunday. Okay, not this Sunday coming, but the Sunday afterwards. But I do lots of other games at other times. I'm playing through Last of Us at the moment. Have you played that one, Susan?
I've played a little bit of it. I haven't had enough time to it, but I've heard wonderful things about it.
Me too. I deliberately held off it for my school summer holidays, so I've been holding off. But yes, I do lots of shows at other times, and any Addy Gold you get in any show can be used for this show. So you can.
In our spare time right now, Lee and I are playing WildStar in the evenings in the little bit of spare time that we have.
Oh, my brother's playing that, and I think half of the commercials that we play during the shows are WildStar. So I think there's actually quite a few people in the chat that can quote along with the whole trailer.
Yeah, no, we've been having some fun with that. We like playing. We've been playing.
And what class are you? What's your
I
character?
have an Esper, and Lee has, what is it called, an engineer or something? The tank. I mean, he and I've been
cool.
we played MMOs together since like the first week EQ1 came out. So every now and then we're like, let's play an MMO, and we don't have as much time for it anymore. Not like the old days, but an hour in the evening's fun.
Yeah, no, but I'm glad you get some time off.
Yeah.
I think there was a period about a month or so, maybe a month or 2 months ago, where you guys were seeming a little bit burned out, but you seem a little bit more refreshed these days.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Which is good.
And, our son will be back to school soon. That'll make life easier.
Oh, boo!
I know.
Yes, there you go, Jenny Banner, yes. Let me tell you about Nexus. Yeah, that's the beginning of the trailer. All right, guys. Well, I do hope that you have enjoyed tonight's Doctor Who Legacy live stream, gaming, gossip, and giveaways. Congratulations to our 2 winners again, Snowjoke and Pants. Susan, any final thoughts from you, or what's your itinerary for this week? I suppose you're looking forward to the new Doctor Who episode.
We are, lots going on. Someone just asked, "What do you do in this game?" It's an action RPG puzzle game. Go to DoctorWhoLegacyGame.com. But this week, we're spending the next week and a half getting ready for the season launch. So we're pretty excited about that. There's still a lot to do, and we're nervous. We hope everyone will love it as much as we do. And I'm really glad to see that the reception for Hunter Greyhound 1's been so good. I mean, Lee's been nervous for weeks about that people would find it too story-driven or not long enough or all the other sort of manic things that creative people worry about. So I'm really glad that people are enjoying it.
Good. No, it's, I've enjoyed those first few levels so far, and it's nice to see a bit of plot there. And it's I do, despite my jokes on Paul McGann, I do like being forced to play with certain characters, because it immerses you more in the plot line, doesn't it?
It does,
because it makes you part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. As usual, few plugs. You can follow me here on Twitch. You can follow my Twitter, which is Twitter/TheAdipose.TV, YouTube.com/TheAdipose.TV, and if of course you miss me while I'm away, you can head over to YouTube and you can check out a load of videos on there, and I will leave some things to be published over the next week if you'd like to catch up with any of them. Susan, do you want to quickly plug your sites as well?
Sure, yeah. DoctorWhoLegacyGame.com is the hub of finding everything, but Facebook.com/DoctorWhoLegacy. We're getting close to 100,000 people on Facebook, so I hope we can get over the hump soon. And Cherie has become the god of Facebook for me in terms of not letting me get buried in there. Twitter.com/DoctorWhoLegacy for sort of up to the minute, and here, and we have forums on our website, which are great too. So check out all of those things.
Alrighty then. So the next Doctor Who Legacy show will be Sunday the 24th. Okay, so that's not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. Sunday the 24th at 8 p.m. UK time. Susan, if you could put out some, maybe some tweets nearer the time, that would be very useful, because I'll be away off in Devon somewhere. So it'd be great to see you guys then. I do hope in advance that you love the new series of Doctor Who. I'm really looking forward to it. Cross our fingers. Let's hope it's amazing, people. And as always, Susan and the rest of you have been fantastic. And you know what? So was I. Good night, everyone.